Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris and today's video is all about two very popular fragrances that came out this year. They are Bake by Akro and Devotion by Dolce Gabbana. I have had so many of you ask me about these two perfumes and I decided I would do a very quick, less than 10-minute head-to-head showdown between the two. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the fragrances, what are the differences, what are the similarities, and which one do I like better. I definitely have a favorite. I'm going to let you know at the end. And with that, let's just get started. Now, these two perfumes have often been compared to one another, and that does not surprise me because they are both made by the same nose or perfumer, and his name is Oliver Cresp. Now, he is a very accomplished, very famous nose in the perfume world, and he developed or he created one of the most popular, best-selling fragrances of all time, and that is the beautiful, classic, one of the best frashes of all time, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. Now, he's done tons and tons of fragrances, but I think he's best known for that, and I think he basically did every single flanker for the light blue line. So, very accomplished perfumer in his own right. So he came out with two perfumes, the ones I'm talking about. The first one that came out, I want to say late spring, maybe early summer, is Bake. And the one that came out a little bit later summer, early fall, is Devotion. Now, I'm going to talk about Bake first. So if you did not know already, these two fragrances are really centered around lemon, or lemon is the star of the show in these two fragrances, but the lemon and the supporting notes are very different, and for that reason, at least to me, they have a lot of differences even though they have some similarities with respect to the notes. Now let's talk about Bake, which was my first pickup. Bake is all about this very vanillic lemon rind. So the lemon is strong and it's going to pack a punch in the beginning, but in my opinion, it is tempered with vanilla and whipped cream and a really lovely praline note, and it's almost as if that lemon rind was soaking in rum so as to take out a little, or to temper a lot of that sharpness. So it has a strong lemon, so the lemon is very strong and it is lemon rind, but it's not puckering, it's not mouth puckering, it doesn't pucker your lips, it's not that sharp because it's a little bit boozy. So you have this boozy lemon rind, add in some whipped cream, add in vanilla, and you get this, and praline, and you get this beautiful, I do smell a little bit of brown sugar. I think brown sugar is in here. A beautiful, see my mouth is watering, spectacularly created gourmand. So this to me is like a lemon cookie with whipped cream, or a lemon cupcake with candied boozy rind on the top. It is spectacular. Now, this one to me never goes into the cleaning zone or cleansing zone or lemon cleanser, which is something that a lot of you fear when you see that note of lemon. So this one is gourmand all of the way. So now let's talk about Devotion. The main note in both of these is lemon, but whereas the lemon in here was a zesty lemon or a lemon rind, this one is a candied lemon, or that's at least what is listed in the notes. There is still vanilla, this has rum, and the note of panna cotta, which is an Italian creamy, milky dessert. However, I get a lot of orange blossom in here. I know orange blossom is listed, and let me tell you, it comes out gangbusters on me. So whereas this one, Bake, is full-on gourmand, 100% gourmand, this is definitely, at least to me, gourmand leaning. The lemon is there. It is a sweet vanilla candy, definitely a gourmand lemon. So this is a perfume that is dipping its toes in the gourmand direction, but it doesn't fully get there. It's backed out a little bit by that orange blossom, which I think was very smart for the creators, for Oliver Cresp and Dolce & Gabbana, because full-on gourmands are not appealing to the masses. You know what's appealing to the masses? Florals. Floral perfumes like sweet, vanillic, syrupy, ambery floral sell really, really well. Libre, La Vie Belle, Black Opium, etc., on and on. Some of the best selling, most popular designer perfumes have that syrupy orange blossom in them. Not my favorite, but they are apparently very universally appealing because they sell well. Orange blossom in here. Thank goodness it's not that syrupy orange blossom that I just do not care for, that is drenching, that is so overly prominent in some of the perfumes I just mentioned. The orange blossom in here is really true to the orange blossom aroma. I used to work with all sorts of essential oils and perfume oils. I still have about 200 in my basement. I used to have about 300, 350. And so I smelled so many different types of neroli essential oil, orange blossom essential oil. This one is true to the natural orange blossom because it is floral, but it's nice and light. It has a lightness to it. So if you want to call this a gourmand, I'm going to call it an entry gourmand. The orange blossom pulls it back a little bit. So it's almost as if maybe you made a lemon panna cotta and you had a ton of orange blossom water infused in the mix. So you're still getting that creamy, sweet, vanillic lemon, but in the background, or really kind of jockeying for the main position, at least to me, is that orange blossom. Now, for those of you, you may not pick it up as much. If you're very sensitive to orange blossom, you're going to pick it up, and it does pull fairly strongly on me. So I did about 3 to 4 days of direct head-to-head wear, including yesterday. I wore these side by side, and surprisingly, Bake lasts. For a lemon perfume, this one has tremendous lasting power. This one lasted all day, whereas Devotion, it kind of peters out at hour 4 to 5. Now, I probably asked maybe 6 or 7 people that I know, friends, family, coworkers, which one they like the best. And surprisingly, like 75% of the time, it was this one. I think they're both beautiful. My personal favorite is Bake. So do you need both of these in your collection? Absolutely not. Am I going to keep both of them? No, one of them is going. So even though they share a lot of similarities, there's no doubt they're similar. They were created by the same person again, and they were both very popular releases. This one, Bake, is absolutely a gourmand. If you don't like smelling like a true article of food or a dessert, Bake is probably not going to be your cup of tea. However, if you like the idea of a gourmand or a baby gourmand or an entry-level gourmand, but you still love that background of florals, you still love that floral touch, Devotion is going to be the way to go. And there's a big difference in price, big difference. So that plays into it as well. But again, both lovely perfumes. I personally prefer Bake, so Devotion will be moving on because I'm really trying hard not to have a lot of perfumes that have an overlap. Behind the scenes, I'm not filming it, but I'm doing huge declutter of tons of perfumes that, in my opinion, have just too much overlap. So this is this is like a mini series of you don't need all these perfumes, you don't need both of them. It really is, what do you prefer? I smelled this one in Ulta. This one is in Ulta, Sephora. It's very easy to find a lot of department stores. Bake is a little bit different. You can't go out and smell it in a department store or something like Ulta or Sephora. You have to get a decant. But I've seen about a handful of places that do carry this as a decant or sample before you buy it. So that's it. My quick head-to-head Bake versus Devotion, both spectacular releases from this year. Designer versus niche, more gourmand versus a more entry gourmand. But it really is, just depends on what your personal preferences are. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. Let me know if you've smelled either of these. And if you have, what is your favorite? And if you like these head-to-head, one-on-one comparisons, let me know in the comments below, and I'm happy to continue doing this. Thanks again for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all of you who support me by subscribing to my channel and giving me that thumbs up at the end or at the beginning. I know a lot of you do that. I really, really appreciate that. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.